was talking to a friend and I tried to let her know that somebody had joined my Facebook, and I knew eventually she would see that and it might be upsetting. So to try to avoid the issue, I decided to tell her that this person, I'm not looking for anything in particular. It's just this person's added, so please don't be upset. And the reaction I got was not too favorable. I don't know if, I want to say my friend, I don't know if she was sober or if she was intoxicated, but it doesn't really matter. Her reaction was not the way I thought it would be. And it was a good lesson for me because it turns out trying to control the narrative all the time, trying to always protect yourself by going out of your way to control the narrative, it's nothing but a headache, really, because you can't control other people or their reactions, let alone people are going to act the way they're going to act. And unfortunately, this time around, even though I was trying to avoid something, it only ended up happening anyway. She got more pissed off, but I was not afraid of the reaction, and I think she accused me of stirring the pot, and I was like, no, that was not my intention. But I guess now that I think about it, I guess it would be kind of, but that was definitely not the way I was going about it. Anyways, so that aside, yeah, that's something that I've constantly had to work on, is controlling the narrative, because that was a form of protection for me, something I learned early, right? Something I learned early. I grew up with people that were very manipulative, and so sometimes I don't want to get trapped in the old ways of having to fight for survival sort of thing and having to be like that, because I'm choosing not to be. I don't want to be like that. I want to be my genuine self. I don't want to have to control the narrative or manipulate a person into doing something that I want them to do. No, that's not free will. That goes completely against it. So yeah, that was shitty, and a good reminder for me, because I'm still learning. I may try to share what I've learned on here and teach other people, but I'm also a student too. What I say, you can be a teacher but forever a student, or something like that. A good balance is nice. Anyway, so fuck that one up. And I'm not sure if she's going to talk to me, but I really don't have the energy to care anymore about that, because I spoke truth and she didn't like it. I don't have a partner right now, and I'm not sleeping with anybody. Not that that matters, but it's still a trigger as a woman to hear somebody call you a slut and a whore and all the derogatory things that you call a person for sleeping with multiple partners, because it's their free will. To each their own. It's a personal choice. I remember back in the day when I was a teenager and stuff, and I broke up with my partner, because I always had a long-term relationship, like 7 fucking years, and then a break in between. But I would sleep with a couple people, in between that time before finding another individual too. But that aside. I did not expect it to go that way. And that's what's going to happen sometimes. And a lot of people need to understand that too. Just because you speak your truth, the person's reaction that you're going to get may not be favorable, and it may not be the way you want it, but there's no point in being fearful of it. As long as they're not trying to do you any harm, then maybe you take your precautionary measures and stuff, but speak your truth. At least it's on the table. I sleep well at night. I'm not worried. I didn't do anything wrong, so I just kind of have to go with it, I guess. But yeah, it was a good reminder. Stop trying to control the narrative. Stop trying to plan it out like that. You can make goals and ambitions and stuff, but thinking about the end result and expecting that and then focusing so much on it can do the opposite, I've learned. It just pushes it away, or it doesn't turn out the way you want, and then you get disappointed, even though it usually turns out the way it's supposed to turn out for your favor, either to teach you a lesson or to reward you for learning a lesson. So, good thing to think about. If you're struggling with something like that, I would say, I wouldn't say it's fully ego, because like I said, it was a defense mechanism I used. And it was there, placed there so that I could prevent myself from being targeted or in any sort of, feel any sort of threat. So I understand that completely. My ear's ringing now. But I understand that completely. And also, if you're not on your right path, if you're not doing what it is you're supposed to be doing, then it doesn't necessarily mean somebody's coming at you. If the universe is handing you your own ass on a platter, that means possibly you need to make different decisions or choices in your life. Or maybe try something new, or try something different, or go about something a different way. And I speak from experience because I went through this shit too. And I continue to go through it. Once in a while, I get a good reminder. This was a nice reminder. I didn't react emotionally to it. I tried to talk the individual down, but it got escalated and words were flying. And so instead of responding in a negative manner, I just tried to stay calm. I got control of my emotions, and then I believe she blocked me or something like that. So I just had to step away from it. But that shit happens. And that whole scenario was also unnecessary. Now, had that have developed down the road, had that occurred down the road, and then I thought to myself, well, fuck, why didn't I say something when I should have said something? I should have told her in advance that so-and-so was going to be added to my Facebook. Please don't get upset. But either way, then it's still like a lose-lose, right? Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So have yourself a good fucking day.